Chapter 1, A Sinister Invitation. In the quiet countryside of Hollowbrook, a mysterious invitation arrived at the doorstep of the Simmons family. The parchment bore an intricate black seal, depicting a sinister raven with ruby-red eyes. The letter inside read, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Simmons, you are cordially invited to attend a grand event at Hollowbrook Manor on the eve of the harvest moon. Come, witness the splendor of an unforgettable night. But be warned, once you enter these hallowed halls, there is no escape. Yours in darkness, the Count of Hollowbrook." Curiosity and excitement filled the air, and despite the ominous warning, the Simmons couldn't resist the allure of such an exclusive gathering. They set out on a stormy night, a carriage carrying them through the thick woods to the gloomy Hollowbrook Manor. Chapter 2, Hollowbrook Manor. As the carriage pulled up to the manor, the Simmons were immediately struck by its imposing presence. The ancient structure loomed ominously against the night sky, and its once beautiful facade was marred by time and decay. The wrought iron gates creaked open, inviting them in, and the doors of the manor groaned as they entered. Inside, the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the cracked walls. The guests were an eclectic mix of eccentric individuals, each wearing a mask that concealed their true identity. The Count, a tall figure draped in a long black cloak, welcomed them, his face hidden behind a porcelain mask of grotesque proportions. Chapter 3, The Unnerving Festivities. Throughout the night, the atmosphere in the manor grew increasingly tense. The guests engaged in peculiar rituals and unsettling conversations, speaking in hushed tones about dark secrets and forbidden knowledge. Strange, otherworldly music emanated from the depths of the manor, captivating some and haunting others. As the evening wore on, Mrs. Simmons noticed a series of mysterious disappearances. One by one, guests vanished into the shadows, and their voices echoed through the corridors before fading away. Fear gripped her heart as she clung tightly to her husband, seeking comfort in the face of the unknown. Chapter 4, The Sinister Revelation. Unable to shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong, Mr. Simmons decided to investigate the secrets of Hollowbrook Manor. He discovered hidden passageways leading to a forgotten part of the estate. In an old dusty library, he stumbled upon a cryptic journal belonging to a previous guest. The entries spoke of malevolent spirits and a curse that haunted the manor for centuries. He learned that the Count, once a noble figure, had struck a deal with dark forces in exchange for immortality. The curse condemned him to host these ghastly gatherings, trapping unsuspecting souls within the manor's walls, their spirits fueling the Count's longevity. Chapter 5, Descent into Darkness. Armed with newfound knowledge, Mr. Simmons sought to confront the Count and free the trapped souls. However, as he attempted to rally the remaining guests, they revealed themselves to be spectral illusions, mere echoes of long-departed souls. Panic consumed him as the walls closed in, and the manor itself seemed to conspire against his escape. Amidst the chaos, Mrs. Simmons encountered a young girl with eyes of sorrowful blue. The child warned her of the malevolence that lurked within the manor, cautioning her to flee while she still could. But before she could act, the child vanished, leaving her to confront the sinister truth alone. Chapter 6, The Haunting. As the night wore on, the manor became a nightmarish labyrinth, shifting and morphing with every step. Mrs. Simmons felt the weight of the curse pressing down upon her, draining her will to resist. Whispers surrounded her, taunting and teasing, while eerie apparitions appeared and disappeared in the blink of an eye. In the heart of the manor, she finally confronted the Count. The truth behind his mask was even more ghastly than she could have imagined, a twisted visage of decay and malevolence. He revealed that he needed fresh souls to sustain his wretched existence, and she was next. Chapter 7, The Sacrifice. With the full moon rising outside, the Count's power grew stronger. The walls seemed to close in tighter, and the chilling embrace of the manor tightened its grip on Mrs. Simmons. Desperate to survive, she made a pact with the spectral child, promising to break the curse and set the souls free if she helped her escape. Together, they navigated the treacherous halls, evading the Count's clutches. As dawn approached, the manor's malevolent power waned, weakened by the first light of day. Mrs. Simmons knew she had to act quickly if she was to save herself and the trapped souls. Chapter 8: The Breaking of the Curse. In the final confrontation, Mrs. Simmons lured the Count to the heart of the manor, where the spirits of his past victims lay in unrest. With the spectral child's guidance, she chanted an ancient incantation, calling upon the souls to reclaim their power. The spirits rose, a haunting chorus of forgotten voices, and as the first rays of sunlight bathed the manor, they unleashed their collective energy upon the Count. He screamed in agony as the curse that bound him for centuries was broken, and his malevolent reign ended. Chapter 9: The Morning After. As the last echoes of the haunting subsided, the manor transformed once more, revealing its former splendor. Mrs. Simmons emerged from the shadows, shaken but victorious. The spectral child bid her farewell, her soul finally at peace. The morning light greeted her as she stepped outside, the horror of the previous night fading with each step. The manor stood silent, its secrets buried once more. The Simmons family returned to their peaceful lives, but the memory of Hollowbrook Manor's haunting would stay with them forever. Epilogue. Hollowbrook Manor remained a place of whispered legends and ghostly tales. Some say the spirits of the past still lingered within its walls, while others believed that the curse was truly broken. As for the Count, his name was lost to time, a haunting memory forever bound to the darkness of Hollowbrook Manor. And so, the sinister invitation was buried in history, waiting for another unsuspecting soul to stumble upon its malevolent secrets.